G'day mates, today we're going to take a look at my new 36V Makita powerhead. The DUX60 is a pulse saw kit that comes with a free line trimming attachment, and I also got 2 extra 5Ah batteries by redemption. The kit cost me 950 Australian dollars, but I ended up selling the dual battery charger and batteries for 370 bucks, so it cost me 580 in the end. Starting with the line trimmer head, which holds 2 to 2.4mm line. The Allen key for assembly fits nicely in the lock access hole, and it's a reverse thread to undo the head assembly. Removing the components for the blade assembly, we can see there's a sealed bearing held in place by a circlip. Disassembly is pretty easy, with a push tab releasing the cap from the cord housing. Don't forget, it's a reverse thread and we're notching it up pretty firmly by hand. Reassembling, there's actually a groove you can put the cord in to hold it in place, which I didn't realise here. Then replace the cap and it pop and twist locks into place. Lastly, it's attaching the guard, which is pretty massive but has a removable lower half when using the optional blade attachment, which isn't included. Next we'll take a look at the 10-inch pole saw, which reaches 1.7 metres on its own, or 2.8 metres with the extension pole. In the box we have a Phillips head socket tool and flathead, a new chain, 120mm oil reservoir, and a very nicely branded and wrapped chain bar. We can use the included socket tool to remove the housing, and inside there's a pretty generic but simple locking pin for the chain tension adjustment. Unpacking the chain, and holy hell, there must be something wrong with me for this to be so hard. That took way longer than it should have. Kind of like how that did too. As you can see, the socket tool isn't really practical for the adjustment, so we'll go and grab a really long screwdriver. And there's your ASMR for the episode. I should have unscrewed the locking bolt, as you can see the hole here that it will need to screw into. Next we have the extension pole, which gets you just over 1 metre or 3.5 feet of reach. And finally, the actual power head itself. We've got a strap I've never used, along with the handle, and this thing which I really don't know what that does, and the bracket to attach to the handle. We've got our 5Ah batteries, which have come half charged, and the dual charger, which also has a USB port on the front of it. Assembly is simple, but just like the socket tool, the included Allen key hits the handle when you tighten it, so we'll grab a different one out of the toolbox. I actually really like the connection mechanism Makita have used. Super simple to slide the attachment into place, then pull the lever to lock it in. I borrowed my neighbour's 10-year-old 21.2cc steel line trimmer for a comparison. To be fair to the Makita, the grass is a lot longer and thicker on its side. The main issue I had was the Makita constantly stalling. Unlike a petrol motor, you don't get a sense of when it's starting to struggle and adjust your engine speed or speed of cut to suit. With the electric motor, it just cuts until it doesn't. Eventually it shut off completely, and I had to wait a few minutes before I could turn it back on again to continue. I cut a bit slower and a bit higher to finish the job, so it's definitely not on par with a petrol motor for outright performance. The variable speed is absolutely brilliant, and it works great on the lowest setting when edging. It gets the job done without all of the noise. So that's the line trimmer. Next we'll take a look at the pole saw. So this is how far I got on a single charge. I trimmed that grass with the still comparison, edged around my boundary, which is about 200 square meters, cut down that tree out the front, trimmed a few branches in the background of this shot behind the house, then got halfway through cutting this down until they went flat. To be honest, they lasted a lot longer than what I expected, and plenty long enough for what I'd be doing in a single session around the home. It lasts a lot longer than what I get out of my 18-volt Makita blower. So, how does it really cut? My largest branch was about 200mm in diameter, and the Makita has a 255mm bar. Okay, I've been using this power head for about 9 months now, so what would I change about it? The oil reservoir cap sticks out, and it's no surprise it's redesigned on the newer model. The new model also holds 160ml of oil compared to 120ml on the old one, while having a much more compact design. It's ridiculous that it doesn't have a hook on it for catching ropes or grabbing branches. Naturally, they've added one to the new 40-volt range, but I've resorted to using the massive oil reservoir, which has knocked it out of its channel and it's ended up cutting a hole in the top of the casing. I'm also not sure how Makita expected you to store it and the attachments. My Ryobi end caps came with a hook, so you could just put a screw in the wall, but I've ended up purchasing 30mm spring clamps to get them up off the floor. Plus, in only 9 months of use, 2 of the rubber caps have already split. The bump stop is nice, but it doesn't work if you're running on low or medium speed. So you either increase your speed if you're trimming on slow, or you just pick up the end of it and pull it out, which is what I tend to do because it's pretty easy. It's also heavier than a petrol trimmer, coming in at 6.15 kilos with 2 5Ah batteries compared to 5.25 kilos for a full tank petrol still. 1 kilo heavier doesn't sound like much, but it is noticeable when you're using them. Surprisingly, the 40 volt is heavier again, but at least you're getting a full kilowatt of power compared to 0.6. So otherwise, what do I like? Number 1 is convenience. No mixing fuel and oil, just click 2 batteries, flip a lever for the attachment I want, and off we go. Super simple and fast. Second is the variable speed and that it's quiet. My 7-month-old absolutely loves it, and I can just put some glasses on him and don't worry about earmuffs as the motor is quieter than the actual trimming of the grass. The electric brake is also fantastic for stopping quickly when the kids run out, cars drive past, or the wife is yelling at you from the house. How good is that? Installing new line is also simple enough, and I like that you don't need to disassemble the head unit or even use any tools for removal and installation. Just cut up to 3 meters of cord, pinch it in the middle, thread it through, then wind the line in. So that's my take on the 36-volt Makita powerhead. I'm currently working on videos for my 16-litre Sylvan rechargeable backpack sprayer, my Michelin MPX 150 pressure washer, and I've also picked up the edging attachment for this powerhead. So please subscribe if you're interested in seeing those, and I'd be interested to hear your feedback in the comments. Catch you later.